I feel good. I mean, I was already prepared for these kind of outcomes because we needed a bit of luck, to win. And from our side, at least, we optimized the weekend perfectly. We put it on pole. We won the race in, I think, dominant fashion. So there's nothing really that you can say about that. That you, at the end, of course, then, lose the championship by 2 points. Looks, of course, painful. But at the other hand, if you look from where we were in Zandvoort, more than 100 behind, then I think it's not too bad.
How proud are you then of the way that you and the team responded from after Zandvoort to pull yourself into the fight?
Yeah, I'm very proud of the whole team. We could have also very easily have given up at that point when you're that far behind, but I don't think that's how this team works. We always try to look for improvements and understand our issues, and that's definitely what we did. And that turnaround has been fun. And today has been fun. I mean, that we didn't win the championship, okay. I mean, that happens. That's life. It's not something that I'll be too sad about. Life goes on, I'm just very proud with the people that I work with. They are my second family. And we will enjoy this moment. We will enjoy the second half of the season and be proud of that. And next year is going to be a big question mark for everyone anyway.
I knew that going into today, I needed the stars to align to win the championship, and ultimately I tried my best, put myself in the best position I could to try and win the race and give myself the best opportunity, but wasn't to be. But I think we can be very proud of the season we've had. I think on a personal level, obviously, not quite the ending that I wished for, but I think when you look at the season as a whole, I'm very, very proud of the work that I've been able to put in, that my team's been able to put in, and to make so much progress from last year. So looking forward to plenty more fights in the future.
I mean, the most happy I've ever been. That's an easy one. I don't know what I'm meant to say, honestly. A lot goes into a season like this. Today, P3 is all I needed to do. Of course, I would have loved to do a bit better, but I was happy with that. And it's never a straightforward race. There's a lot of stuff that plays on your mind into a race like today, especially when I'm up against two of the other best drivers in the world. So you always expect the worst in a way. But today was a fairly smooth day, and I achieved my little dream from many, many years ago. A dream that I shared with my parents, my whole family. They've all supported me since I was a kid. And it's always hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine. How far away is it? What year is it going to be? What do you have to do? But now I know, which is a pretty incredible feeling. So, I've certainly had some fortune this year. But I've certainly had a fair share of tough moments, and especially at the beginning, a lot that I struggled with, and lost a little bit of belief earlier on in the season. So more for myself at that point, it was nice to prove myself wrong in a way at times, starting off in kind of Monaco qualifying and a few moments after that. But the second half of the season, I really been able to show to myself what I could do, what I was capable of doing. Of course, I had two other guys that are pretty freaking fast, and certainly made my life tough this year. And Oscar the whole way since round one, I knew he was probably going to be the toughest guy to beat. And then you can never count out Max. Max is Max, and we certainly never counted him out. But for anyone who might have done, he proved you all wrong. So. I'm glad we kept ourselves on our toes, and we were ready for such a thing. But a pleasure to fight Max, four-time world champion. So for me to have those fights against him and enjoy those moments on track, maybe not always enjoy them, but some of them. But just to share the track and fight against another world champion like him, and certainly Oscar as well, who will be a world champion. I really enjoyed this season because of that. As much as they made my life hell a lot of the time, it always kind of, those moments I almost enjoyed the most. Appreciate the words. Thank you so much, man.
I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in general. I think once you are in the heat of the season, race after race, you try and keep your head high, you try and stay motivated, smile and think about the positive, but when the season ends, that's where I get the disappointment is getting a little bit to me on a season like that, and I just need a few weeks break, recharge the batteries and go again for next year. But it's the way it is. At least we finish on a slightly more positive note, which is a good thing always, but the disappointment of the season is quite big.
We just had no pace. It was a bit odd. Obviously, I was fifth, which the result is much better than the true picture. Obviously, Kimi went down in 15th. It's quite abnormal for us as a team to be that far off.
Yeah, I think very strong race for us. As you said, sometimes on Saturday we are fast, but then on Sunday we seem to lose a little bit of competitiveness, and it was not the case today. We were fast also in the race, and to finish 6th, 7th in Qatar, 6th here is definitely a strong final part of the championship.
Have you got any idea why that has happened, why that turn has happened? Because hopefully that will give you some answers, if anything, won't it, when you're working into next year?
No idea. I mean, Adrian came to Qatar.
Okay, but he wasn't here though, was he?
I know, but he touched the car in Qatar, so maybe there's still something on it until the last lap here. But no, honestly, I think it depends so much track to track. We saw all championship long. Imola, we were very strong. Budapest, we were 2/10 from pole position, and we finished 5th. And some of the races we were out of Q1, so it has been up and down. You know, we lack consistency this year and a little bit of performance, so we want to fix these things for next year.
I'm very happy to finish the year this way. I think it was a very strong race from our side, the maximum we could have done really. We fought with Fernando the whole race. It was definitely a big fight. You know, he was managing the middle sector, we were really close. There was a lot of overtaking all the way until the end. But not quite enough, unfortunately, to get him, and not enough for us to finish ahead in the Constructor Championship. So a bit of a bittersweet taste, but definitely a good last race that give us a solid platform to start next year on.
Very, very tough with how close all the cars are to get back in the points, but the team did a great job. We pulled through with strategy, and glad to have got some points.
Congrats on the 2 points in your 250th Grand Prix. Pleased with that, even though you don't really know how you managed to get that at the end?
Yeah, to be honest, after yesterday and coming from P18, very, very pleased with that. All things considered, yesterday was just a poor showing, and unfortunately we let ourselves down there, and it's very difficult to come back from there with everyone doing similar race pace. So all things considered, very happy to steal those 2 points, and I think a worthy end and last race for the season.
Hey Lance, well, it looked like you had a car at least to go after something today, and you had some good overtakes out there. Did you have a lot of fun?
I did. It was a fun race. Good overtakes, good strategy. We pitted maybe one or two laps too late. I think maybe we could have finished 8th, but in the end, finished 9th was nice.
I know it hasn't been the smoothest of years for you, but to finish on a high like this and kind of feel like you got something out of it, does that kind of bode well heading into next year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we haven't been as competitive as we wanted to be this year as a team. We want to be fighting further up, but today was a fun race. It was a good race, and nice to pick up some points.
Talk me through what was happening inside the car.
I think we didn't deserve it today. I don't think we maximized the race that we had. By some reason we were bouncing like crazy since lap 1 that I still don't understand, because on Friday we had no problems with that. So I just think that something was not very right, and we didn't have the pace today. Maybe to stay with Fernando, but when he's managing like he was doing, he can control the pace of basically everyone. But yeah, just a shame because the car didn't feel great today, unfortunately, because it felt very amazing yesterday. And I really felt like we could score some points today, but it is what it is.
Hey Ollie, well, what a race. How are you feeling in terms of how that kind of all panned out, just there, right there at the end?
Yeah, I don't know actually. I don't know why I was penalized, so I need to understand. But overall, it was a good race. We were obviously pitting on the early side, but we managed to hold them off. And with Stroll, I mean, penalized for more than one change of direction. I broke the toe once, which is allowed by regulation, and then I defended the inside line
For the rest, bit confused as to why I was penalized, honestly.
We were the 12th fastest car, and with nothing exciting happening in that race, we're always going to finish there. With obviously Hamilton making it through the pack, but to be 13th. But everyone else, really, I think we just did everything we could to finish in the points, but there was just simply not enough pace this weekend, which I hope it serves as a good wake-up call to the team in case after a podium, you come back to Abu Dhabi thinking you're going to be strong, and now we were quite weak this weekend, and I'm actually happy that this happened, so we go into a winter without falling asleep.
Well, I wanted to at least score points, but I don't know, some strange penalty once again. Yeah, I guess as usual for them, to be honest. But anyway, I give it all. Yeah, it was very hard to follow these cars. I mean, I had a pace initially, but somehow it just overheats massively, crazy. So very struggle with that a lot this race. But anyway, yeah, that's it.
Was one of those times where I really struggled in the car, really struggling with the balance, just no pace, to be fair, and was very weird. But yeah, to be fair, today was a bad race, but I think before this weekend we had a really strong run from Baku onwards. So obviously not the way I wanted to finish today, but yeah, now obviously on Tuesday 2026 starts.
We had a great start actually, and we either had to go long or go short, and we went in the middle, and so we basically we boxed on the same lap as everyone else in front of us, which just meant we spent the whole race in traffic, which happens, and we'll look back at it, but generally, a weekend to forget, but a season to remember, and very happy.
I knew we were the slowest of the pack today. Our race pace was just outrageous in free practice. Yeah, we are not amazing on one lap, so I knew we would get overtaken by everyone.
How tough was it for that final race, and what's been a really strong year for you?
Yeah, it's just a tough end to the championship. We should have been 6th last weekend, and today we were starting in the points, but it just feels terrible to finish the season like this.
I mean, we didn't have a very good strategy, but obviously we were focused on trying to secure that P6 and not really so much on track. But to be honest, I think even if we had a good strategy, I think we were way too slow. So yeah, tough race. But overall, obviously we achieved the target this weekend, and just very happy for the team.
Hey Pierre, it looked like a difficult one, frankly, out there for you. I didn't see you a lot on the television. So how did you get on?
Probably better. Yeah. I don't even know where to start. Very happy to be over with this season. It's been a very, very long year, and on one side, very happy with how the team sort of handled the entire year, because with the sacrifices we made, focusing on 2026 is just meant that the entire was quite complicated in terms of performance, and despite all the challenges, all the guys in the garage, in the factory, in the engineering room, just everybody kept pushing 100%, and it's quite impressive considering the sort of performance we've had. So yeah, on the other side, I'm so happy that this is over, because it's been a painful year. I think we'll remember the 10 Q3s and the 22 points, which have been hardly earned, and yeah, I'm definitely fully believing the team that the 2026 season will be a lot better.
Just didn't really have a pace, so struggled. I think we struggled as a team, and it's been tricky. The last few races we didn't really have the results we were expecting. So it was a tough end to the year, but excited for next one, and I think a lot to work on, and we're gonna try to have a really good 26.